It's been so long. Um, this love letter is definitely overdue, but I'm glad that our digital love letter today is about love. My beautiful Fee family, thank you for watching this digital love letter today. As per usual, I call my videos digital love letters because I'm spreading God's love through these and it's through a screen. So with that being said, let's start reading. Before we go on, I've been gone a little while, and that's because I've been terribly ill. I've been terribly ill. I couldn't get myself to shoot or to do anything. Actually, couldn't meditate for a really long time, but eventually I got the strength to meditate, and when I did, I got better. And just mentally, I just wasn't in the stage to shoot because of my illness. But I think that was done for a reason, because there's things that I discovered during that time when I wasn't creating these videos that, there's things that I needed to see for myself and to learn for myself through that experience to be able to still spread the message and to still, plant a seed in many people to see how divine and mighty they are inside themselves. But enough about that. So, this is what we're going to be talking about today. Essentially, this is the concept. I thought I should put it at the beginning of the video just so that the rest of the video is more understandable as to what really is the basis of it at the end of the day, as in what do we conclude at the end of the day. So what you're seeing is the conclusion before the whole thing is explained. A lot of us have different definitions of what love means to us. However, most of those definitions are informed by mainstream culture of what love is supposed to be. So today we're gonna get into the true meaning of love. So I want you to strip everything that you've been taught about love and just be bare. Because what we're learning today is about a love that saves, a love that unites, a love that creates, a love that is real. Jesus was quoted in the Bible for having said, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." I'm just going to say it right here at the beginning that there is a grand reason why love is the first commandment. It shows us that love is reality. So reality consists of things that we see, that we do. Reality is made up of all the elements that we could ever carry in our minds and perceive. So love is that. Essentially, we are seeing love in different forms. So everything really is love. Love is the father of all things, the father of all the good principles and spiritual elements that we ought to incorporate in our lives. So when you see things like hate, envy, self-pity, those are distorted forms of love. Things like world systems as well, world religions, those are things that are love in different forms. Somebody had a love for success and money, and capitalism was born. As much as some people may be against it or some people may be for it, it was born out of the love that somebody had for something. Yeah, so all those different things are born of love, right? Or they resulted from a different form of love, a distorted type of love. So in essence, love is more a principle than a feeling. And the principle of love, at the core of it, spiritually, is that it's unity. Love is unity amongst all things of the earth. And that unity sparks in you the desire to create for yourself and for the things that surround you. Still with that example, the capitalism example, this person loved success and wanted to build it and create it for themselves, obviously, and for the people around them. So you don't, as humans, I don't think we initially recognize it as unity. We just have this thing like, oh, I'm feeling love, right? But it is a principle of unity that all things on earth are love, so all things are united. That then sparks the desire in us to create on behalf of ourselves and the things that surround us. So reality is love, because reality will be a constant show of what kind of love somebody is giving out. Is it a distorted type of love, which is hate or fear? Is it an abundance kind of love? Is it a pure and stripped down love that then sparks this person to create in the name of the unity that they recognize with their fellow humans and everything else that is created by the universe? So once you realize that reality is love, it's really powerful, because what do we live in? Reality. What are we facing every day? Reality. If reality is love and we are a piece of reality, then we ourselves are also love, and all other things are love. So once you are aware that love is a reality, you then know that all things are love. So you can then decide what you're going to morph yourself into, yourself as being love, and what you will morph other things into. U.S. Anderson wrote, "He who loves God and understands that God is love, his love does not rest on the shifting sands of the world, nor does it wax hot and cold as the winds that blow. But he knows his complete oneness with the Father, whose very essence is love. All things return his love, and his prayers move the very foundation of the world." Yes, you then know how to morph things into a different form of love, a different form of love that is more beneficial to the human race than it is detrimental. It's the power of knowing that so this is why I'm saying that there's power in you knowing that there's this principle that forms reality, because you're not really, you stick to that principle. It cannot be broken, cannot be wiped away from you. You only choose what to morph it into. That's the thing with love. Love can never not exist. It's never not in a place. It's just in a different form. So we have the power to morph it into something. How incredible is that? That we can use love, pure stripped love, and morph it into reality that is just so much more better. Samuel Taylor Coleridge said, "He prayeth best who loveth best all things both great and small." And with prayer, its sentiment and meaning differs to each one of us. But prayer is our every thought. It is our every motion, every movement. You're sending out a prayer every second. So when you move with love and you move in accordance with love, your prayers are always best. They're always just informed by love, counseled by love. In his book, The Life Divine, Sri Aurobindo wrote, "Thus the law of love and sympathy is natural to our consciousness. As we grow in spirit, its demand on us increases." So it's an innate part of us, like I already said, that we were born of love. We were created of love. So we are essentially love. Now, as you see, Sri Aurobindo called it the law of love. That's why I was like, it's a law, it's a principle, you know? It's abided by, and it is always there, because some feelings are there, some feelings are not at certain moments. But laws and principles are always there. He says, as we grow in spirit, that demand increases on us. That's why I say that spiritual love is the reality, because once you tap into wanting to know your higher self and operate from your higher self, love is like the first thing to attack. Just gonna say, I'm just gonna use the word attack. Love is the first thing that kind of grows within you. See, in my case, I had been down a slippery slope, living a very misguided and unguided life. I had been through certain things that I didn't understand. You know, I realized that when I go through something, I actually think I understand what is going on in that moment, but I never do, because I then act out. It's like being a toddler. I'm not like that anymore, but it was like being a toddler. I just would act out, and I wouldn't even know why I'm being like that, but people around me would see it. You know, the people around me who saw it got a bit uncomfortable with that, you know, and they decided to excuse themselves from my life. I felt so much hate towards these people, and I felt like, you are being so judgy, and I could never judge you. I felt like they were picking on the one time in my life where I was down, and they just ignored all the other times when I was actually myself and I was a good person. So I just had just like this resentment towards these people. But then because I had lost everything. I lost these people. I was done with school. I had no job. It was literally just me and The Key to Personal Peace and Power by ULS Anderson. That is the book. So I spent my time reading that book. I was home. My siblings would go to school. My mom would go to work. So I literally was in spirit almost all the time. I just got this thing that you actually don't hate these people, you are in pain. I realized that I tend to hate when I'm in pain. And it was like, you're in pain, but you're saved, because love is always there, even if it's in a distorted form. So I realized I still love these people. My pain was because the type of love that was present in that moment was rejected love, that these people didn't want me in their lives anymore. And from that rejected love, as I was growing in spirit, it got stripped off of the rejection part and just became love. Pure stripped love. Then I acknowledged it. I acknowledged this with intent. I acknowledged the growth of love, the presence of love with intention. So that in turn resulted in me saying, you know what? I love these guys. I loved them before. I love them still. And I think I'm gonna love them for a pretty long time. Probably till the death of me. And that's okay. Those were my people. I love them. And then from there on, it was a further step again. I started being so in touch with, I used to not like nature. I used to not like outdoors. I just was the type of kid to be like in front of the TV, 10 a.m. watching Disney Channel. But then I started getting so in touch with nature, like the birds, the trees. Those were my two favorite things at the time. I'll just go outside and just stare at them. I already had a thing for the moon. So that was also a part of it. And then I also developed love for soil. And I just liked to put my feet, intentionally just walk out the house barefoot and have my feet on the ground and feel the ground and feel myself being charged up, feel myself being tightly intertwined with all things in the universe. So I eventually realized that it was love was the reality. So all things received my love, and all things gave back my love. It was mind blowing. It was mind changing, because for so long you think, oh, I just have to love my family and my friends and my significant other. But I started to look at random strangers, and you know how in your head, like, come on, we're human, most of the time we do these things. So in your head you're judging someone, and you're like, why that teeth look like that? Yeah, that just flew out the window, because I started being more like, I can't believe that person is an extension of me and I'm an extension of them, and we're just all from one source of love, one source, one divine. It was beautiful. It's beautiful. It brings peace. It brings healing. It inspires also. It was freeing. I started then realizing that the divine rewarded me best, or increased me, when it came to money. It was an odd thing. I think maybe for everyone that practices love, you will be rewarded, or you'll be restored and increased in a certain way. It doesn't have to be with money. But with me, I just found it really bizarre. But you can never really understand things of the spirit. I got money from different sources, and I wasn't working, and nobody owed me money. But I just have access to these opportunities, small opportunities, and would get a little bit of cash. And Lord knows I needed it. So I guess maybe that's what it was. Like, God will restore you when you have love with or what you want the most. So what I can say is that blessings dwell and grow where there is love. Londro said, every day that we choose to walk in love, we are met with opportunities to meet ourselves with greater depth and renewal. Love gracefully cuts through the fog of doubt, shame, anger, guilt, hurt, fear, and insecurity, and introduces us to the light that is behind these obstructions. Authentically, we are love. There is no feat too great for love, as love is the highest expression of divinity of God. Let no place, no thought, no feeling, and no interaction be untouched by the power of. And that's what I want to leave with you guys today. Know that love covers all places, because it is what essentially we are, and it is the true essence of our Father, our Creator. And that with it comes abundance, blessings, freedom, inspiration, and attainment of higher levels of self and consciousness. So, looking at your reality today and just removing the obstructions from your eyes to see that it is covered with love, that is a life of blessings, just pure blessings. With that being said, I love you guys. The universe loves you, always has, always will, is love. And don't forget to have pure love, pure thoughts, and faith.